is Roy Richardson, and this is a one-off technology podcast, and I'm your tech troublemaker. Tonight's episode, we talk about tech tips for family vacations. So, just got back from my own family vacation, and these are some tips that I have used for quite some time that come to the rescue at those moments when, like, nope, that's not good, yep. So, you want to entertain the kids, you want the other adult or adults in the car not to go insane, and so what can you do to make things go? So my number one tip is offline Google Maps. So let me do a quick demo and show you what I mean. So we went to a location that turns out Verizon wasn't the best provider in that area. So what did that mean? That meant that we didn't have great signal, and so it gets a little nerve-wracking when you're depending on Google Maps to get you places and you don't have maps. And so one of my tried and true things is I do offline maps. I've actually had a situation where I was in Costa Rica. I had walked down this road to a store and I was going back to a house, and I did not know where to go, but luckily I had downloaded offline maps before I left the States and had the map and was able to get back to the house because I had a map. So let me give you a quick demo. I'll show you how that works. So here we go. Let me crank up the Wayback Machine here. Get the phone going. Yeah, let's join this party. I promise this is going to work. It's going to be amazing. Yes. Hello? Okay. Yep. Alright, so now let me show you. Blip. Alright. Here we go. Alright, so hopefully you're seeing my phone. Yep, good. Alright, so if you go to Google Maps, and so here I am, Scranton, Pennsylvania. So I go ahead and go to the place I want to go to first, and then if I click on the icon that's my account in the upper right corner here, click on that, and then I go down to offline maps, and then it will give me an option to select my own map, and then I can pick where I want to save down a map, and then I'll hit download, and it will download a copy of that area of the map. Now, if you are going to a wide area, you may have to go multiple times and pick different areas. And then, since map 2 is not very scripted, I'll go back and I'll say, Scranton, PA. And now I have this offline map. So in the event I get lost, I can go hit this offline map and get some help so that I can get around. And so that's just one of my tech tips when you're on the road. And wow, I hate when the cell signal is not awesome, and then I'm lost. Not cool. All right. So I'll bring that back up here in a little bit. We'll look at another cool feature. Stop the mirror. All right. So here I am back. Okay. My second favorite thing, and this is something I did. So if you think ahead, Amazon Prime, whenever Amazon Prime Day happens, or when it gets close to Black Friday and that type of thing, I will buy cheap Amazon Fire tablets. I used to do this with kids, buy one for each one of my kids, like $50 a piece. Hey, thanks for coming by, Big Red. Yeah, I love family vacations too. So anyway, I would get Kindle Fire tablets for each of the kids, and then I would connect them to my Amazon Prime account, and then I would download TV shows or movies that I knew they liked so that I wouldn't have to have internet signal. So when they were in the car, they could watch these movies. Now, if you happen to have iPads, you can do the same thing. Amazon, you can download the Amazon app and download the Prime movie app and download movies and TV shows. Or if you are an iPhone user, an Apple ecosystem, and you buy your movies from there, You can pick out a movie that your kids would like. The thing I like about Prime is that Prime offers a lot of free stuff that's part of your Prime membership. If you happen to have a Prime membership, which I do, then you can go out there and download these shows and have it on the device. Also, you can download Amazon Music as well on the device. If you're on an Apple Music fan, then and you have a family plan, you can download music to all your devices as well, except not an Amazon Fire tablet. That'd be more of a trick. If you happen to have like a Samsung Galaxy Tab, you can download the Apple Music app for that and put stuff in it. And then that way the movies are stored on the device, and then your kids can watch them offline. They don't have to have any internet because it's stored in the memory on those devices, the storage that's on those devices. So I also look for deals on cheap micro SD cards to plug into the side of the Kindle Fire tablets so that there's room for more stuff. And that way I can do like a variety. My kids are big Marvel fans, so I could download all the Marvel movies and they can watch them in the car, or download episodes of SpongeBob and the kids will watch SpongeBob. So those are neat ways to keep your kids entertained so they're not always asking you every 5 minutes, are we there yet? And so I would preload these devices, and that was quite a hit. That's always been a hit. My kids. Big Red asks, if you download movies, does that eat your data or can you store it in the cloud? So if you're downloading the movies onto the device itself, it's using the local device storage. And because when you're on the road, the Kindle Fire's tablets don't have internet access, then they're just using what's local to it. So one thing that's aggravating is that sometimes my kids will see an icon for a movie I didn't download, and suddenly, but Daddy, that's what I want to watch. So when I get to the hotel, I'll get Wi-Fi again, and I'll download that movie that was missing, because of course I can't know what every kid wants, right? I mean, maybe you can. Maybe you're telepathic like I am. Next, I want to talk about battery banks. So those little power cells, those little power bricks, get one to keep your devices charged, because who's ever gone out on a big hike in a state park and then all your cell phone is dead? You may have been using your phone for the maps. You may have been using your phone for music to entertain you as you were hiking. And so bring a couple of battery banks along. They're not too bad price-wise. I am a big fan of the Morphe and Anker brands. Look and see if the device is compatible with your device. So, for example, the iPhone 12s draw more power than previous iPhones. And, of course, iPads. Of course, I don't know how many people would hike with an iPad. What would that be like? Of course, it's also like the folks that take pictures with iPads in school performances. It's a device you have, so you use what you have. So maybe you do want to take your iPad with you. But the point being is that you're going to need a battery that has a little more horsepower in order to charge those. So research that. Go look on Amazon, look at reviews, and make sure it specifically says that it does fast charging. So modern devices last 4 years have this methodology where they will charge quickly, and if the battery supports that, that's great, because then your device will charge up. And so you can plug in for like 15 minutes, you get like a whole hour or 2 hours of charge depending on the device. Really kicks butt on Samsung phones, I find, with those power bricks. So that's a big plus. I highly recommend that. Fourth, Google search or Yelp. Now, I'm not a huge fan of Yelp reviews, but I love going on Google search on my mobile device and typing restaurants near me, burgers near me, seafood near me, pizza near me, ice cream near me, and it will show me 4 or 5 places, unless I'm really in the boonies and there's no place. But it will show me 4, 5, 10, 15, 20 suggestions, and it'll usually have dollar signs to show you how expensive they are. So like 1, hey, pretty reasonable. 2, 3, okay there, maybe I ain't going there. But you just gotta look at those dollar signs and look at the reviews and be careful. So I saw a review on Yelp that said this place had hamburgers. Oh no, had steaks. And I go to the place, and there's no steaks on this menu whatsoever. So I felt kind of bad, because I promised one of my kids, we'll get you a steak because we're on vacation. So there's a budget. We can go a little higher and get some steak this time. And so a little sad there because that was, other reviews didn't say anything about that, so I was sad. So you gotta be careful. Maybe if it's that important, you want to call ahead and say, "Hey, I just want to check. You definitely got steak there? I need to know, man. I need to know you have steak. Do not let me down." It's kind of like going to a crab place and find out, "Oh yeah, we don't have any crab legs." What? Are you a crab place? Anyway, so that's just another one of my tips. And then for the car, my last tip of the top 5 is have a mobile charger in your car, a phone charger in your car that will charge more than one device. And that's great. I get like really long charging cables so I can run one all the way to the back seat to charge the kids' devices and they can take turns. I've even got a charger that I bought some years back that charges 4 devices at once. Amazon even had one that does 5. However, I haven't tested it personally, so I don't want to recommend it. The reviews were good, but like I said, I personally haven't tested it, so I don't want to recommend it. But usually, if you get a charger that says it'll do 2 devices, that works great, and you just get a long charging cable. Again, Anker makes some of my favorites. I really love their brand, and they usually have fast charging on those as well, and so that makes it really convenient. And then I got a bonus tip. My bonus tip is find my iPhone or find my device. So if you have an Android phone, there is a Find My Device app on there from Google. And the cool thing about it, you need to go and register your device with it. And then you can, use, you log into, on a PC even, you can go to devices.google.com and actually have it ring your phone so you can find it on max volume. Because if you're like me, sometimes you'll put your phone on vibrate. And if it's gone to the couch, it's going to be a challenge to find it in the couch. So, that's one thing. And if you have an Apple phone, well, from your Mac, you can do Find My iPhone, or, if you friend you. So the cool thing about it is you can have it dial your phone on loudest volume and find it. So it's very convenient that way. So, you lose devices like I do. I lose my device about once a week for some reason. I keep leaving it somewhere. It's just not important to me to have that device on me at all times. It's almost like a leash. So, anyway, so those are my top 5 tips with a bonus tip on tech ideas to use when you go on vacation. My favorite, of course, is getting the kids movies, because that has just worked so well over the years. And using those low-end devices, they're good enough to play movies and TV shows, and it works that well. You can also pre-download some books. One thing I hate about the Prime ecosystem is that you have to do that free time app and pay a membership in order to download kid books. So that's very frustrating, because I would love to be able to just go Kindle and download some books, and I wish I could say these are for my kids, so limit access to them. I'm not really ready for them to start learning about artificial intelligence yet and reading those books that I downloaded. So they'll need it soon enough, but it's too early. I don't want them to read it right now. So I want them to read Peppa Pig books instead, or Hardy Boys, or Nancy Drew, or something, or Encyclopedia Brown, which I mention these things to my kids, and I'm like, "What? Dad, what is that?" So they just don't know good literature when they see it. Anyway, so those are just my tips for that kind of stuff. Now, Chapter 2. So I want to talk about Chapter 2. So, in the news this week, Chapter 2. In the news this week, Japan has broken the world speed record for internet speeds. So, through a lot of smoke and mirrors and magic and some very special fiber optic cables, they were able to download at speeds of 319 terabits per second. That is terabits. That is equivalent to 7,000 high-def movies in 1 second. 7,000 high-def movies in 1 second. Of course, it was all optimal conditions and special fiber cables, like I said. So sadly it turns out we can only pay attention to one YouTube video at a time. And so being able to download 7,000 videos in a second really isn't all that useful yet. But the cool thing is one day the internet will catch up and we'll get faster and faster internet. It's got to happen, right? I'm sure of it. I'm sure the internet's just going to get faster. Next up, chapter 3. So I want to show you this. How many times have you ever searched for something on Google and you're like, I don't want Google, because Google uses your search results in order to kind of build a case for what to show you next time. So, for example, if you do a lot of local searches, it builds a case and says, okay, well, when they're doing a search, they want something specific to that location they're in. And so they're going to show you something right there. So I want to show you this. So maybe you want to delete the last 15 minutes of search so that Google doesn't use that to set a standard. Maybe you searched for something dumb. How many of us search for something dumb on our phones? I do it all the time. Or something that's very personal and I'm looking for this medical condition. Why is there this giant growth on my arm? And maybe you don't want that to be in your search history forever. So let me give you a quick demo and show you how you can delete the last 15 minutes on your mobile device if that's where you search from, which Google says over 70% of all searches now happen from a mobile device. So, of course, this feature is readily available on a mobile device because of that. So, let's begin the sharing. So every time I have to go and type in a code and I get my device connected up, it's like, hey, cool. All right. All right, there we go, cool. All right, so here's my phone. All right, so if you have to specifically, on iPhone specifically, you have to have the Google search app. On Android, search is everywhere. But here it is. And so in the upper right corner, again, tap on your icon. And then right here it says delete the last 15 minutes. So it says, hey, delete search history from your Google account. Change will show soon. So basically, whatever you search for in the last 15 minutes, it goes and wipes that out. And it'll take a few minutes, but it will eventually go and delete that for you. And the cool thing is then it won't use that as part of your profile to kind of continually build a world around you. So far as what your search results are. There. That's the quick tip I wanted to show you tonight. And, that's just cool. On your PC, well, it's not so easy. So in the PC world, my suggestion is to search in incognito mode. And you can even do incognito mode in a mobile device. So here, and you'll scroll down, and there's an option that says turn on incognito. So the cool thing about searching in incognito mode is that it won't save cookies. It also won't save to your Google search history. So here I can go search for elephants. I don't know why I want to search for elephant, but I'm going to go search for elephants right now. And here it goes. I'm in incognito mode, so therefore it's not keeping the search results, so I don't have to worry. And it shows me up top, incognito mode is on. So anyway, just that simple. That's how you can wipe out the last 15 minutes of search entry, or how you can do a search without actually, sending it all to Google and keeping it forever. All right. Now, in other news I want to talk about, here's a quick hit. So if you happen to have a Ring doorbell, then my suggestion would be to turn on end-to-end encryption. If you're not familiar, Ring doorbells, a lot of people have Ring doorbells, and they work really well, and Amazon owns the Ring doorbell. But the catch with the Ring doorbell is that it doesn't encrypt the video that it gets sent out. So you want to turn on end-to-end encryption. So if you happen to have a Ring doorbell, if you go inside the Ring doorbell's app, you'll have to go to Control Center and then Video Encryption, Advanced Settings, and turn on specific end-to-end encryption. This is a feature that they recently turned on. So this feature wasn't there. And so now it's an option. And I do recommend anytime there's an opportunity to turn on encryption, that you do turn on encryption, and because that's awesome. And you ever had that thing where your mouse just kind of goes kaflooey? It's a feature. I'm sure of it. Yeah, my mouse has just decided, I don't know where you are, and I'm not going to play today. That's really cool. Yeah. Connection lost. No, seriously. It's like, I don't know where you are right now. I don't want to talk to you. Yeah. Well, that makes me sad. Does that make you sad too? When things just stop working? Let's give it a charge. All right. Now, so we talked about my top tips for Google search, and as far as tech tips, as far as travel goes, and yeah. So, just over the years going on travel, different things, because I like to have movies on my iPad or my Android tablet. I've had Android tablets. I've had Fire tablets, and so I'll use those devices on an airplane, and then works great. Wow, my keyboard now has decided to leave me. I'm having an interesting time now with devices. I may have to broadcast forever. No, I'm so sorry about that. This would be how episodes go cray. Things just stop working all of a sudden. Just kind of like, you know what? I don't like anything's connected by Bluetooth right now, so I'm going to drop everything from you right now. So, yeah, seriously. Anyway, how's everybody doing tonight? If I get my mouse back, I was gonna well, that's not gonna happen. Let's go plan B. Wow, this is really a trip. I literally can't do anything right now because I've lost my keyboard and I've lost my mouse. Does that ever happen to you? That's just craziness. So here's what I'll do. I'll just turn everything off. And if I lose you, I'm sorry. Hopefully it'll just all come back. Yes, live is live. You can't see it, but Mommy she's telling me, yes, tech issues while live. It happens. Let's see if my keyboard came back. I was trying an alternate mouse to see if my alternate mouse would come in and play the game. Okay, I'm turning my mouse off. Let's see what happens. I'll cut all this out for the replay. Unless you think this make a great comedy album, then I'll just do that. Hello, Earth to Mouse. It says my mouse gets connected. Woohoo! All right, cool. Hey, Mommy God, thanks for stopping by. Yeah, she's like, tech issues while live. It does happen. That was crazy. I don't know what made that happen, but suddenly I lost keyboard and mouse. The mouse appears to be back. Just out of curiosity, is my mouse low on power? It shouldn't be. I think my keyboard even came back, so wasn't that crazy? Anyway, yeah. Big Red Ask, he says, I use my phone all the time. I'm so forgiving. Is there a way to link different devices, iPad, iPhone, tablet, etc., to the same network? I need to find my kid's iPad sometimes. It is possible. So basically, you have to add all the devices to the same iCloud account, and there should be a way to do that even with your kids' devices. And then you should be able to go into Find My Device and have it go. Little Leary do a demo. I'll give my whole life away here if I do that, but you can just go and it will find those devices for you. It'll actually bring up a list of devices, and you pick which device you want to find, and it will go off and find it and make it ring. The iPads, it will make a ringing sound. The screen will light up, and so it will also do. But they have to be on the network. So the catch always is if it's a dead battery, it's not going to work. But yeah, Mommy God says my mouse often acts up and messes my overlays during the countdown. Yeah, I was doing something, big no-no. I was goofing around with a video right before going live, and I was going to change something up, and then I lost my countdown, which is probably a blessing to all you folks, because then I didn't make you sit through a minute of a silly countdown while I was not dancing because I've been told I can't dance. And I know I can't, but I still want to try. I still want to try to dance. I really do. Now, last week, Big Red asked me about, sent me a direct message, which, by the way, I really love it when you guys leave a comment or ask a question. Just let me know. I like to try to answer those questions. And Big Red's question last week was, what's a good organizer that I can use on my iPhone? Well, I spent the weekend doing some research on that, and there's several that are paid apps that look promising, but everything is going to a subscription model. And I just couldn't recommend anything that has a subscription model like that, because subscription models, I just don't like the lock-in of that. I want to be able to download an app and have it keep me organized and not constantly having to go pay another fee to get another month of it, or I stop subscribing and now suddenly I don't have access to any history. So it's crazy as it may seem, my favorite apps for organization are Gmail, Google Calendars, Google To Do, or Office 365. So if you happen to have an Office 365, yes, exactly. Me dancing would be cool. Of course it would. Why wouldn't it be? My wife may disagree with you, but, me dancing might be amazing. Who knows? But Outlook is a great app on a mobile device. And if you have an Office 365 subscription, sure, you're paying anyway for it, but you're going to get a terabyte of storage for up to 5 people in your house, and it works on every mobile device you have, and you'd already be paying for it anyway. In the case of Google Apps, it does a great job of reminders and that type of thing in a To-Do app, and also the Google Calendar does a great job of doing pop-ups, says, hey, you got an appointment this time. And they're super simple to use, and they work in every browser, and there's apps for them as well. So really hard for me to recommend any of the stuff that's out there that's paid. If you were trying to do maybe project management or something like that, there's several apps out there where the free version is okay. Notion, for example, is a really neat app. It's free for one person to use, and I do like the Notion app. And there are a lot of YouTube videos explaining how to use it. So that is an option to use that as well. But, the downside is in order to get all the features, you have to pay money. And so it's just really hard to recommend anything other than good old-fashioned Google Apps or Microsoft apps. And actually, a lot of the functionality in Outlook is free if you just have an Outlook.com account. So, but I think the to-do list and the calendar only partially work. But if you had Office 365, you're paying for it anyway then, because you need an office and it'll give you all the features. So I think those are my best recommendations in that particular case. And I kind of reached out to some other folks and said, hey, what do you think? What do you think? And it's kind of got an agreement with several tech professionals that was really the best bang for the buck, is to use Google or Microsoft products for that. There are apps built into the iPhone, and I like iPhone's attempt at maintaining privacy, but yeah. So, all right. That's this week's episode. Again, I am social-ish. Please follow me on Twitter or Facebook. I am Tech Trouble MKR. Again, I couldn't buy the vowels from Twitter, so I had to go Tech Trouble MKR. Follow me on those. Direct message me there. That's how Big Red got in touch with me. He said, hey, I see you on Facebook, and ping me there. And then the other thing I want to tell you is I would love it, if you're watching a replay, if you would like and subscribe and ring the bell so that you know when my next video is out. Thank you so much for coming by. I just want to thank all those that have subscribed to my channel. I am so blessed that so many people have subscribed to my channel. I, just excited about this. This has been a very amazing journey, and I'm going to keep it going. Big Red says, thanks, man. My family thanks you for their sanity's sake. Yep, I'm telling you, those things are going to organize you. You'll appreciate it. They're super easy to use, and they work in an app and they work in a browser. So you have portability. It works everywhere, and you can't beat the price point in the Google world. Google swears up and down they do not use your email or your calendar for any of their keyword or targeted ads. And I have found in my experience that seems to be the case. Don't worry, you search, they'll get you there. But they're not getting you inside your email or in your calendar. So I think those are pretty safe bets. And then if you are an Office 360 subscriber, which is $99 a year, and up to 5 people in your family can use that subscription, and everybody you get a terabyte per person to use to store pictures or whatever. That's a good deal too. So I think both of those are a good way to go. Anyway, everybody have a great evening and a great week. Thanks so much for coming by, and we're out of here. This is the One Off Technology Podcast with your host, Roy Richardson. Each week we cover topics in the news and how they affect you. Sit back, relax, and open your mind. Thanks, Miami guys. Thanks for getting up so early to watch me. Bye. If my mouse lets me close out. Let's see. And it's the end. Wow, crazy mouse, crazy time. Bye.